What's up, WWE fans? You're watching Wrestling Edge Files, where every slam and surprise matters. Subscribe now, and let's roll in. After weeks of silence and speculation, the visionary Seth Rollins has finally made his thunderous return to Monday Night Raw. But this isn't the same Seth Rollins the WWE Universe once knew. Gone is the calculated showman with the golden smile and flamboyant jackets. What returned to the arena tonight was something far more dangerous, driven not by ambition, but by betrayal. Rollins has come back not to celebrate, but to settle scores, and the entire locker room can feel the storm building. The calm. Before the storm. In the weeks following his shocking betrayal, WWE fans were left wondering, where is Seth Rollins? After being blindsided by Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, two men he had mentored and trusted, Rollins disappeared without a trace. Rumours swirled across social media, and backstage reports hinted at tension brewing between factions, with Paul Heyman once again rumoured to be pulling the strings from the shadows. When Seth's entrance music finally hit, the crowd erupted in disbelief and relief. The haunting chant of "Burn it down" echoed across the arena, but this time it wasn't about spectacle. It was about vengeance. Seth walked out dressed in all black, eyes cold and focused. The visionary had returned, but the smile was gone. This was a man transformed by betrayal, his composure replaced with a quiet, dangerous intensity. The betrayal that changed everything. To understand the Seth's fury, one has to revisit the betrayal that broke him. For months, he had stood beside Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, shaping them into the next generation of dominance. Together, they looked unstoppable. Three powerhouses united by respect and strategy. But everything changed the night Paul Heyman whispered in the right ears. Under Heyman's manipulative influence, Breaker and Reed turned on Rollins in brutal fashion. The attack was swift, personal, and devastating. It wasn't just about power. It was about humiliation. Rollins, the man who had built empires from the ground up, was left broken on the mat, while Heyman smiled from the shadows. That moment became the fuel for what fans witnessed upon his return. A Seth Rollins who had lost everything except his will to fight. The return that shook the arena. When Rollins stormed through the backstage area upon his return, there was no grand speech or theatrics, just raw, explosive emotion. Cameras followed him as he tore through locker rooms, demanding to see Breaker and Reed. The energy was chaotic, the tension palpable. Every door slammed open with force. Every superstar he passed gave him space, sensing the rage radiating off him like heat. Production crews scrambled to keep up as Rollins moved through corridors, his voice echoing through the arena. "You wanted to play games? Let's finish what you started." This wasn't a man looking for closure. This was a man hunting justice. It was one of those rare moments in WWE where fiction and emotion collide, and even seasoned veterans backstage reportedly said the energy felt different. Seth wasn't performing, he was purging. The silence of the guilty. Despite Rollins' fiery return, the two men responsible for his downfall were nowhere to be found. Neither Braun Breaker nor Bronson Reed appeared on screen. Word spread that both had left the building earlier in the day, avoiding confrontation. Whether that was strategic retreat or fear of retaliation, no one could say for certain. The absence only fueled Rollins' anger. He wanted a match immediately, not next week, not at the next premium live event. His demand was simple, a fight face-to-face with no excuses. But when the cowards don't show up, the tension lingers like smoke after an explosion. Every moment they stay silent, the more dangerous Rollins becomes. The visionary reborn. What makes Seth Rollins so compelling isn't just his athleticism, it's his storytelling. He's not just chasing revenge, he's rewriting his narrative. The visionary persona that once represented creativity and dominance now burns with something darker. Resolve. When he looked into the camera during his backstage rampage, there was a flash of something haunting in his eyes. "You can betray the man," he said quietly, "but you can't kill the vision." That line, delivered with calm fury, sent chills through the audience. It wasn't just a statement, it was a promise. This isn't the flamboyant Messiah or the architect of old. This is Seth Rollins stripped to his core, back to what made him dangerous in the first place: hunger. He's no longer performing for cheers or legacy, he's fighting to reclaim his soul. The fallout for Raw. What happens next could reshape Monday Night Raw entirely. Rollins' pursuit of vengeance is not just personal, it's political. Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, once up-and-coming stars under his mentorship, now represent the kind of betrayal that fractures locker rooms. If Rollins gets his hands on them, it won't just be another rivalry, it could become one of WWE's most emotional storylines in years. Meanwhile, the looming shadow of Paul Heyman makes everything even more unpredictable. Heyman, known for turning chaos into opportunity, may already be preparing for the fallout. His fingerprints are all over this scheme, and history has shown that where Heyman goes, destruction follows. If Rollins decides to confront him directly, we could be heading toward one of the most explosive confrontations in modern WWE history. A man on the edge. As the show went off the air, Rollins was still searching, still calling out the men who betrayed him. He wasn't smiling, he wasn't grandstanding. The usually composed superstar looked like a man teetering between fury and control. Fans could sense it. Something massive is coming. This version of Seth Rollins is unfiltered, unpredictable, and unrelenting. Every step, every glare, every word feels like a warning that the calm has officially ended. What started as a betrayal may now evolve into a war that could tear Raw apart. What lies ahead? The questions hanging over WWE are as heavy as the silence that followed Seth's return. When Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed finally step up, will they survive what's coming? Is Paul Heyman manipulating events from behind the curtain once again? And will Rollins' desire for revenge consume him, or redefine him? Seth Rollins' story has always been about evolution. From the architect to the Messiah to the visionary, each chapter has reflected a man adapting to survive in an ever-changing world. But this chapter feels different. It's not about reinvention, it's about retribution. One thing is certain, when Seth finally finds his former allies, the confrontation will not just be personal, it will be seismic. The foundation of Monday Night Raw itself could shake. The visionary is back not as a saviour, but as a storm. And when he finds those who betrayed him, WWE will never be the same again.